All right, guys, Jay at Product Performance here. So I'm going to address this not so much because I want to complain about a particular customer or a particular shop, but we sell a lot of these do-it-yourself kits for the C4, reverse manual valve body, and also with transbrake. So I thought this might benefit you guys if you're doing one of these, as to how to not, or I should say, how to be successful with it. So here's the scenario, and, I never know what the truth is, so I'm not gonna give a shop name, I'm not gonna give a customer name or anything like that, because there's always three sides to every story, his, hers, and the truth. So I don't know what the hell's going on here, but basically here's the scenario. I sold a do-it-yourself kit to a guy, I don't know when, he's not even in the system anymore, no less than probably 3 years ago. It's the older plate that doesn't say Made in USA on it, and I haven't made these for probably, I think at least 2 years. I don't know, whatever, it's an old job coming back to haunt me. Now, he didn't buy the complete valve body, he bought the do-it-yourself kit. I guess had a shop put it together, I don't know, or maybe he put it together himself. Didn't work, I don't even know, he was saying it was doing all kinds of goofy stuff. And not working right, complaining about how much money he spent on this transmission, and so what he does is he sends this valve. I didn't know anything about this back then. I didn't until recently get involved in this. Allegedly sent it to another shop who say they work on my stuff. And I've had problems with these guys getting involved in these things because they just really shouldn't be working on my stuff. I'm sorry, guys, but just don't. I don't fix your stuff. I just tell people to go to you because it's your product. You know it better. Just like this is my product. I know it better. But whatever. They take the job. They like money. Supposedly, and I can't verify this, but customer claims he spent $500 for this shop to diagnose the problem with this valve body, get it working on a dyno, and send it back to him. Well, the customer's still having problems. And so guess who the customer is mad at now? That would be me. Which is really irritating because, again, it's a do-it-yourself kit. I didn't build it. And why he didn't send this back to me in the first place is pretty ridiculous. He claims it's because I don't have a phone number. Well, I don't need a phone number, guys. I had a phone for 25 years. I'm done with it. All it is people wanting free advice and asking me when I'm going to be done. You can do that on email. It's much quicker and easier. If you have technical questions, I have a whole YouTube channel with about 150 videos on it. I've pretty much addressed every question I've ever been asked, and I'm still going here. So that's way better than me sitting on the phone with everybody for 20 minutes at a time. Average phone call was 20 minutes. If we kept the phone going, we would be out of business by now because I spend all my time on the phone. And anytime we've had somebody that answer the phone, nobody will talk to them. So I'm not going to keep going on about that, but that's why I don't have a phone. It's a waste of time. I'm sorry. Email is much quicker and easier. We can send pictures and videos to each other. It's much better. And if you don't know how to use email by now, I don't even know what to say about that. The world has gone that way. Just like you have to have a damn cell phone for everything and somebody's going to text message you a code and all that. I'm sorry, guys, you got to get used to this. I'm only one guy. I can only do so much. So anyways, here's the deal. Here's what I found. Customer just rude, mad at me, complaining about all the money they spent, but I don't have their money. Other people do. Whoever's building this unit for them, and the guys that allegedly charged them $500 to not fix this thing. So here's the deal. And let me make this clear to you. If you have one of these do-it-yourself kits, or if you buy or thinking about it and you have a problem, just send me the valve body. I'm happy to help. You know, check your attitude at the door, because I will just ban you from this shop if you're giving me a hard time. I already told this customer one time, he was sending me 3 emails a day complaining about how much money he spent somewhere else. It's like, I don't want to hear it. I'm just here to help. You know, if you're going to be rude to me, you need to just go. So in any case, I fixed this. Let me tell you what was wrong with it. Here's the benefit to you guys. Also, the benefit is, once again, if you build it and it doesn't work, I say the same thing to everybody. Just send me the valve body. I got the means to test it. You know, I don't screw you on the price. Sometimes these things take me time to do. And you got to understand, I'm one person and I'm very busy. My world doesn't stop when you send this to me. It might take me some time to get to it. It's one of those things I have to kind of fit it in at night when nobody's bothering me. I really kind of have to use my free time to do this, which I'd rather do other things with my free time, but, you know, whatever. I don't want you guys to buy this kit and have a problem and it not work. I want it to work for you. So I try to help best I can, but you got to be patient with me. So anyways, let me tell you what I found here. Maybe this will benefit some of you. Here's a page from our instructions that are on the website, by the way. And I also have a video on this as well. So we have a valve pocket here. Now, I'm not showing you in the diagram the other valve. Now, it's very important when you build these to make sure all the valves go back in stock, except as noted here. I basically in here, I don't note every valve. Maybe we need to do that for you, but you've got, you know, factory manuals and things you can buy online that show the factory locations of everything. And also, you know, I say this, you should lay your stuff out when you take it apart, but sometimes somebody's monkeyed with it before you and it's in together wrong and you don't know that. So it's good to have a supplemental manual to go along with this. Just a factory manual, not a high-performance thing. So anyways, this valve here, we tell you to put a 1/4-inch steel check ball inside this spring. So let me tell you what the major problem with this was that somebody allegedly paid $500 to not get or understand. They claim they dynoed it, but I've got a valve body dyno. I've also got a transmission dyno. I put this on the valve body dyno. So what I found was reverse was fine, but first, second, and third gear had a serious pressure loss. Maybe on the transmission dyno, the pump could sort of kind of overcome the leak. So maybe the main pressure gauge didn't show it to be terrible, but I think they, this is just me speculating. I think they did see an issue with the pressure because this black spring, it just has a black inner spring. Our inner spring is silver, and then sometimes we'll recommend to you in the instructions you also put an outer spring from the factory valve body there. There's no outer spring, and there's a spring here that's not from this shop. So I think they changed that. I think they probably saw a pressure loss and thought they would fix it by putting their own regulator spring in. Again, I'm just guessing. I don't know. So anyways, here's what the problem turned out to be. This is the old downshift valve. Well, you can see it sticking through. When this came in, you could not see this. So this valve was turned around backwards. The spring that's normally there was missing. And there's a little clip. Let me pry this up. There's a little clip underneath. That was missing. So what I did was I turned this valve around the right way. I put the spring back in, and I put this clip back in. I don't think turning this valve backwards would necessarily cause a problem. I think you'd get away with that, but here's for sure what did cause the problem. And I mapped this out because I couldn't tell this was missing at first. So this valve here, this steel check ball was not there. So it changes the positioning of this valve. This basically why these check balls are put in place is to basically keep a valve in a position, in a particular position. And with this missing, it changes the position of this valve. And it can cause very serious problems. We had a major leak, like I said, first, second, and third gear. I was only getting like, I don't know, 40, 50 pounds of pressure. So we were basically just losing oil through the manual select. The other problem that took me a little bit longer to figure out, turned out that the 1-2 shift valve, which is in this pocket, which I don't tell you to remove, but I do talk about this in the video instructions. It's important that the 2 shift valves are not sticking and that they will return properly. So that 1-2 shift valve seemed pretty sticky. So I was getting a little bit of inconsistency when I was running it on the dyno. So doing a little bit of bore brushing and some emery cloth on the valve itself to get rid of some burrs and things. Very minor, by the way. That seemed to take care of it. It's testing really well now. So that's what was done wrong here. So when you guys are doing this yourself, just be real mindful. Especially I've seen a lot of guys screw this valve up. That this valve not being in the proper position. And it's very difficult when you guys email me and say, hey, I built it. I've got this or that going on with it. What is it? What do you know? I don't usually know without actually seeing the thing because, I always tell people, man, go over those instructions real carefully again and again and again. And it's always the same answer. Oh, yeah, I did. I did it right. Well, you probably didn't. Sometimes what I've run into, sometimes Ford had a lot of variations on the diameters of the shift valves and very minor changes too. So what I've seen sometimes is you'll have a shift valve in here that the diameter, one of the diameters will be just, maybe 10, 20 thousandths smaller. So it fits in the bore and it strokes good and everything, but you're getting a weird cross leak or a pressure loss. And that can be very frustrating to find. One of the things I do, this is really something for another time, but I have a syringe and I'll put, you can use transmission oil or you can use solvent, and I'll pour it in a passage, say, just as an example, and look for leakage. That could be a video on its own doing stuff like that, but now you're tracing circuits and looking for minor leaks and things like that. So sometimes I have to do things like that. So, I don't sit here and go, oh, I hope Joe Blow screws up that do-it-yourself kit and he sends it to me and I get to charge him a bunch of money to fix it. That doesn't really make me happy. I don't charge a ton of money for it. Again, I kind of have to fix things like this on my so-called free time that I have very little of anymore. And I don't charge a ton of money. This usually costs between, for me to take it apart, look at it, dyno test it. Usually, if it's not screwed up too bad, I can usually fix these between roughly $75 to $150. I don't charge a ton of money for this. I'm not getting rich on these kind of things, but when you guys torture me the whole time I have it to hurry up and you don't want to pay me and this and that, I'd assume just send it back to you. I don't even want to hear it. I'm just trying to help, So I don't want to hear the complaining, It's a do-it-yourself kit. Things happen. you're using this old portion of the valve body. It's, 50, 60 years old, whatever. And, it can have a problem, even though you did it right. And, the little syringe trick with the solvent and things like that can help find that, or a bad bore, or, it takes time, and these things can be frustrating. Sometimes even when I build them, it can be an issue, but thank God I've got test equipment. So that's why we've invested all our money in test equipment. And if you send it to another shop and they tell you, oh yeah, we can fix it, no problem. I don't know, man. I'm sure some guys can, but be leery, I don't know what to tell you, and I have no control over what they'll charge you for it, and you can't get mad at me over it. You don't want to send it to us because we don't have a phone, and I'm not going to sit and talk to you on the phone for half an hour about it. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna. I've done this for too many years. It's a complete and utter waste of everybody's time. I have to see it. I spent years doing that, trying to help. It doesn't work. At minimum, I need pictures, and that's email. But mainly, I typically just need to have the valve body here. That's just how it is, That's how I can help you the best. I know it sucks, you're waiting on me. You're waiting for, waiting for transit times. And you guys are all in a hurry and worked up. But, I don't get excited over something I sold probably 3 years ago. I mean, if you've been wrestling with this for 3 years, what's a few days or a few weeks going to matter, So don't beat me up over it. I don't want to hear it. I don't care anymore, guys. Don't yell at me. I'm not going to stand for it. I'm here to help, but be polite. Be patient, be polite. That's all I can tell you. So, all right. I hope this helps you. So really, my main point is not to complain about customers and other shops that get involved in these things that probably shouldn't. I want you to understand the positioning of these original valves matter. Very important. So most of the time, honestly, it's a position issue like this. And if you just followed the instructions, this could have been fixed on your own without me or these other guys, that sort of thing. But I don't know. All right, guys, that's it on this one. I hope if you're doing this do-it-yourself kit, that kind of guides you a little bit as to what goes wrong. Maybe when I get, at some point, I'm sure I'll get another one of these in and has some sort of an issue. I'll try to address it in the, I'm working on a playlist of diagnostics. So I'm going to put all kinds of stuff in there as time goes on. As things like this come in, I'm going to put it in there. So that way you can say, hey, that sounds like me, maybe that's my issue. And you can fix it, and I'm not involved, or some rip-off shop or whatever that just wants to charge you hundreds of dollars. Oh, yeah, it's working great now. I don't know. Maybe that didn't even happen. I'm just going by what this customer's telling me. Maybe they're just telling me that to make me feel bad or get me to fix it for free or whatever it is. I don't know what's going on. I don't even care. It's just a process, so, if you send this in, that's typically what somebody pays, between $75 and $150. Sometimes more. Sometimes customers will mill passages that they shouldn't have, and I have to plug those back up, and that could cost a little bit more. I try to be quick. I try to be fair. Not something I'm trying to get rich on. I'd rather just sell you the kit and it works for you. That's my goal. My goal isn't to have you have problems and send it back all pissed off, especially. All right, guys. Hope this helps you. Good luck with your projects.